Hi, third grade. This is Dr. Muchler with your SEL lesson. I hope your week has gone well. This week, we're going to continue problem solving. We're going to talk about a problem that sadly happens to all of us, and it's a difficult problem. What do you do when you're excluded on purpose by other people? It's a horrible feeling. Initially, of course, you're going to feel sad and lonely, and maybe even question yourself and wonder, am I really nice? Do people think I'm okay? Those are sad things that can happen, but we need to calm ourselves down. Those feelings are normal, but calm ourselves down and say to ourselves, well, I need to get my thinking brain back so I can work through this situation. And I can use the problem solving steps to help me work through it. First of all, think about what is the problem. Well, the problem is you're being excluded. You want to be included. Think of solutions of what you need to do. To one thing we're going to talk about today is that, remember, as I've said to you before in class, we all have a voice, and the way we use our voice makes a difference. Remember that word, assertive? Assertive means saying what you're feeling or thinking in a safe, respectful way. We can use our voice. Sometimes we just need to let others know what we're thinking or feeling, but in a respectful way. And that's not easy, especially if people are being mean to you on purpose. First reaction is to want to be mean back. But by calming ourselves down, hopefully we can use that assertiveness and let others know what we're thinking. Today, I think the best way I would like to share with you of how to problem solve a situation of being excluded is to share with you a book, Egbert, the Slightly Cracked Egg. Egbert, he's excluded by his friends and he feels bad. But as the story goes, he's going to show us how he successfully worked through his problem by being assertive. Let me share this story with you. Egbert, the Slightly Cracked Egg, written by Tom Ross, illustrated by Rex Barron. There was once an egg named Egbert. He loved to paint beautiful pictures. Egbert's paintings always cheered up the other eggs in the refrigerator. But one day, it was discovered that Egbert was slightly cracked. Eggs with cracked shells were not allowed to stay. Sadly, the other eggs told Egbert he would have to leave. Egbert waved goodbye to his old friends. He hunched his shoulders, what little shoulders he had, and pressed his shell together so that the crack almost disappeared. Almost. Then he set out to look for a new place to live. All the drawers had labels, but none of them was right for Egbert. He knew he would have to look harder. There had to be some place where he would fit in. Before long, Egbert came to a spot with a beautiful view. If only I could stay here, he thought. Then he had a great idea. No one had to know that he was an egg with a cracked shell. He would paint himself to look like other things around him. He'd blend right in. But just as Egbert was thinking he'd found the perfect place, a potato plant happened to notice his crack. "Split!" the plant ordered. Egbert tried not to be discouraged. "Maybe I'll have better luck outdoors," he said to himself. Only way down was to jump. Luckily, Egbert landed in a soft bed of flowers. He had never seen flowers before, but they smelled even better than butter and lettuce. Perhaps this is the perfect place for me, he thought. A dab here, a splotch there, voila! Egbert was covered with flowers. But late that afternoon, an angry bee discovered that you cannot get nectar from an egg. Again, Egbert was told to leave. It was getting dark, and he still had not found a place to live. Just when he was about to give up all hope, a glimmer of something caught his eye. "What beautiful little lights," Egbert whispered. With all his might and twice his usual care, he climbed up the fence. "Perfect," Egbert said when he was covered with stars. But the next morning, when the night stars were gone, a cat discovered that Egbert was just an egg with a cracked shell. "Scramble," said the cat. Egbert took a hard fall on the sidewalk. Now he was more cracked than ever. As it started to rain, he began to sob. He realized that no matter how he painted himself, he could not hide who he was. Finally, the rain stopped and the sun broke through a crack in the clouds. Egbert began to notice something he had never noticed in his whole life. The world was full of cracks, all sorts of wonderful cracks. Maybe it's not such a bad thing to be slightly cracked, he thought. From then on, Egbert traveled around the world, making new friends and seeing famous cracked sights. But he never forgot his friends back home in the fridge, and he painted them beautiful postcards of his travels. They were well and truly amazed, and they missed him, if the truth be told. To this day, Egbert does not regret being cracked. In fact, he is even a little proud of it. I hope you enjoyed that story, boys and girls. It is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites because of the message the story gives. First of all, let's just remember, it's never okay to exclude people on purpose. It's mean-spirited. It's disrespectful. And by using our empathy skills, we can also think about what that does, how that makes a person feel sad, lonely, even feeling bad about themselves. And that's what happened to Egbert. All the others in the refrigerator decided he wasn't good enough because he had a crack. It made him feel bad. He left. But, by leaving and discovering that there's other things going on in the world, he discovered, oh my goodness, there's all kinds of cracks in the world. The beautiful crack in the clouds that parted and let all that beautiful sunshine in, or the crack in that volcano. It was all amazing to him. And what really amazed me is how Egbert wrote postcards back to all those in the refrigerator. Everyone who was mean and basically told him to go away. That was his way of being assertive and sharing with them a different way to look at things. And as he was gone and they were receiving those beautiful postcards of his drawings, they realized what a good friend Egbert was, and they missed him. And, I think they learned a lesson that excluding him, that wasn't very nice. Well, as it goes, you could see that Egbert was able to come back and accept him. Now that's a story, but in real life, boys and girls, when we're being excluded, use your voice. You can let others know that it's not okay. And sometimes you can also think of solutions that work better for you. If even after using your voice and you tell maybe your brother or sister it hurts your feelings to be excluded, or some friends, and they continue to be mean, maybe part of your decision making will be asking yourself, are these the kinds of friends I want? Maybe it'd be nice to give some other kids a chance. Well, that's the great thing about problem solving, is we can use skills we've learned throughout the year. Being assertive, using your voice, sharing how you feel and think in a respectful way is a great solution. But as problem solving goes, even with good solutions, sometimes they don't work out, but that's okay. We can step back and think of other ideas to work through situations. Boys and girls, I hope that as you're struggling, as we all are, by being kept at home and not being able to do all the things that we've enjoyed, that these skills have helped you get through difficult situations. Now, before I go, I just want to remind you, even though we're not together, I think about you every day. If you have any questions or any concerns, please email me at lmuchler@byron226.org, and I will return your email quickly. Until I see you next time, take care. Bye.